Dear students and teachers, as your bishop, I'm delighted to be able to speak with you all at the beginning of Advent. Many people have great expectations of us. Our parents who want to see us do well in our lives. Our teachers who want to see us grow in our knowledge and understanding. Our friends who expect us to be loyal. 2,000 years ago, the Jewish people and the prophets had great expectations of God, that he would send them a promised king who would free them from their enemies. 2,000 years ago, John the Baptist had great expectations of God, who had called him to prepare everyone for the coming of this great king, the one who would free the world from sin and death. 2,000 years ago, Mary had great expectations of God as she prepared to give birth to this great king, God's own Son, Jesus Christ, whom she knew would change the whole world. So 2,000 years later, today, we begin to celebrate these 4 special weeks of Advent. That word just means the coming or the arrival. They help us to grow in joyful expectation as we prepare to celebrate the coming or the arrival of our King, Jesus Christ, whose birth we celebrate at Christmas. Jesus Christ, he is God become man for us. He came into our world to show us how we could live in this world in the most beautiful and fulfilling way possible. So now the situation is reversed. It is God who has great expectations of us. For when we were baptized and confirmed into the church, we became followers of God's Son, Jesus Christ. We have promised to live our lives in the most beautiful and fulfilling way possible. The way that Jesus taught us. It is the way of love. Love of God, love of everyone, and especially of the poor and those in most need. But in his expectations of us, God also knows that we need his help to follow this way of love. He gives us that help through the church, through the sacraments, especially the Mass and confession, in which we meet Jesus Christ himself. So in these next few weeks, as we prepare in great expectation of the festival of Christmas, let us try to say yes to the expectations that God has of us. Let us try to look out for the needs of others and to spread God's love in this world. And let us all come together at Christmas to celebrate the birth of his wonderful Son, who is indeed God with us. May God grant you a very joyful celebration of Advent, and I wish you a very happy Christmas.